so it's now we have a bigger mission, which is saving the hearts of mankind. And one of the questions I asked you was, what you're passionate about talking about, and one of the best answers I've ever heard in my life was that health and wellness and taking your health into your own hands is like a gateway drug to, bigger and better things. So can you expand on that for me a little bit?
Yeah, look, I don't know if that's a saying or a phrase that I created or that I've co-opted from someone else. I'm sure, like most things that you hear about, it is probably something you've actually heard. And you've gone, oh, that's really clever. I'm going to take that. But look, it really is. And I think for me and many other people, but for me specifically, the the weight loss was always the goal, but the things that have come out of that in terms of, willingness to deal with being uncomfortable as being this massive, massive thing that, beforehand when you're, 180 kilos or 400 pounds for you weirdos, for those guys, the the reason you got into that space typically is because you were just so avoidant of being uncomfortable, and you just got to be comfortable at all costs. And so, even a change like that in being okay with being uncomfortable is this huge thing, which then opens up so many other aspects of your life. It's only other things that you can do, like jumping on a podcast, like starting to post social media content, like, probably being a little bit more, risk capable and taking a few more chances because you get that confidence back. And confidence is another thing that is kind of gatewayed by weight loss. And so there's a whole, I mean, I could write a list, but to real brief summary, obviously you know this yourself. Weight loss typically requires a fair bit of routine, and locking in that routine, you start doing other stuff as well. The house starts getting a little bit cleaner, and your car starts getting a little bit cleaner, and you start taking that little bit more pride in your appearance. It just all adds up. It's great.
Love it, man. Love it. And so with like going back to that mindset of comfort and whatnot, I don't even know where you started at 400 pounds, and what was what was the flip of the switch? Like what
Yeah.
happened in your brain that made you say this is enough?
Yeah. Well, look, on the first point, the 400 pounds point, that's as high as my scales went.
Okay.
So there is a chance, that I'm underestimating slightly. I don't think I was much more than that, but there is a
Yeah.
chance. But in answer to your question, what made me start? I think there is a very complicated answer, and then there's a very simple answer.
Yeah.
The very simple answer being that, like most people that weight, I was dying. And I think, like most people that weight, you are aware of that on some level, whether you push it right down to the back of your brain or not, you are aware what you're doing is going to lead to your demise. So the simple answer is yes. What made me change was that I was sick of dying. But there's so many little answers. There's so many little things on a day-to-day basis that you push down, you put through, and then, eventually it gets too much. I'm assuming you had a very similar experience.